Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy day 12 of Chanmas. I did remember this time what day of Chanmas it is because I am presently editing 2 vlogs that I filmed last week and didn't edit. I am very excited to be starting off this vlog. I think taking a couple of days off from vlogging and from editing the vlogs has me in a better headspace. And I also have like things to tell you, things that I've done, thoughts in my brain that are maybe a little bit less stupid and introspective. Is it stupid to be introspective? I'm not sure. I feel like I'm in my head too much. I think that was the problem. When I went back and tried to edit those vlogs, I was like, girl, you need to do something. Like do something productive, like edit or clean your house or do something and not just be in your head all the time because that's like not super healthy. At least I was getting sick of myself editing that video, so I can't imagine how y'all feel having to watch. I think the reason I have been struggling with Chanmas, like struggling to film and edit, is because real life is not exciting. I don't want to be someone who like manufactures stuff just for a video, obviously, especially like when I've got other stuff going on for like work. I like want to talk to the camera. I want to like give y'all content beyond just like 5 minutes of this is what I did today. Making everyday life interesting is sometimes challenging, and hats off to the people who are able to do it. I watch some people who I'm like, I guess technically you're not doing anything big, but like this is so fun to watch, and I'm not quite there yet. Maybe that's something to solve for 2025, but I'm here today and I can't promise it's going to be super exciting, but I will take you along with me today. It is 1:27 p.m. on a Monday and I just finished editing a vlog, a Chanmas vlog. My main goal really is to read, which is a fantastic, fun thing to do, and I'm very excited about it. I'm doing a surprise video on the main channel on Sunday. It's not really a surprise in that I always post on Sundays, but it's a surprise in that I told y'all I wasn't going to be posting a Goodreads choice word video for the Romantasy category, but I am in fact doing that. So this week I need to like buckle down and read a shitload of Romantasies. I think, let's see how many we actually need to read. I have 8 books to read between now and Saturday, because Saturday is when I'm gonna like sit down and film the sit down portion of that video. I don't think this one's gonna be like as fancy, I guess, as like my normal like romance one. I want it to be a little bit more casual, but I do want to do like a sit down portion and talk about some of the books that like I've already read. I will be listening to a lot of audiobooks, doing a lot of sit down reading with my besties, and maybe doing some like home reorganization and cleaning whilst I listen to some audiobooks, because I don't want to just sit in one place or be influenced by things online. That is something that has been a problem the past few days. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with it, but I can tell you what I have been up to these past few days. I think the most exciting highlight was that Hayden and I went on a little bit of a date. Had to go get our passports renewed because Hayden is going to a foreign country next year for work. He needed his passport renewed. I did too. Both of ours expired the same year because we're the same age. Got our passports at the same time, I guess. So we got our passports renewed, and then on our way back, because it was like kind of far from where we live, we stopped at one of our favorite burger joints, Hop Dotty. It's like a chain in Austin, and I think maybe other places in Texas. Next to Hop Dotty is a camera shop. Precision camera in Austin is dangerous for me, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pop in, I'm just gonna see what's there. In my heart of hearts, that there wasn't going to be anything there for me because I have my eye on a couple of things at any given time in pretty much every category. There's a couple of lenses that I have my eye on for the big cameras that I film on. I'm filming on one right now. Both of them were on pre-order. I didn't pre-order them. Both of them have been on pre-order. It is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. I think it's 1.4. I'm not entirely sure. That was going to be made for these Canon mirrorless cameras, and I was really excited about the prospect of that because my friend Olivia films on that lens for a different camera and it looks beautiful, and I was very influenced. And then I saw Canon was coming out with a 24mm 1.4 lens. All of this might sound like nothing to you if you don't care about cameras, but I was hyped. 24mm is like literally my ideal. It was on pre-order, whatever. Of course, we popped into Precision Camera, and there's a guy that helps us every time we go in, and I don't think he knows us like personally, but he always is the guy that helps. And he was like, do y'all need anything? And I was like, no, because I knew, again, this lens was on pre-order and it didn't have like it comes out on this date anywhere. I couldn't find it on the Canon website, so I was like, yeah, it'll come out later in December, whatever. Long story short, they did have the lens in stock, and that is what I'm filming on right now, and it has been making life exciting, let me just tell you. I filmed on this lens for my Goodreads choice word video. If you saw that, I'm filming this lens for this vlog today, and it is such a game changer. Like, don't want to get into all of the reasons I love this lens, but really the biggest one is that it is a lot smaller than the other lenses I have. I don't really think I can show you a good comparison, but this lens is about this big lengthwise. The other lens that I have for this camera that I sometimes will vlog on is about this big and much heavier, and it's just not conducive to like carrying around, which is why I usually use this little baby for that. I don't know. I might actually sell this camera though, because I think this is just my new setup. And I almost thought about not telling you about it, but I have mentioned this lens in a video before. I think it was before Chanmas. I was like, oh, you know, like I don't need any more camera stuff, but if Canon comes out with like a wide angle lens and then they announce this lens, had to do it, and I'm obsessed. So hopefully you enjoy this crispy camera quality. Part of it too is like it makes a nice blurry background. So incredible for filming in low light situations. So especially in the wintertime, oh my God, it's so nice. I like sat down to do my makeup as the sun was setting the other day and I pulled this camera out and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't use this. Like it's not gonna look good. And I turned on the camera and it looked amazing. I guess it leads me into, another thing I wanted to talk about. The past few days have been interesting from a influencing perspective. Not me influencing, but being influenced by others. I feel like I just have brain rot. I really do. And I'm trying to find ways to become more disciplined in not getting on social media as often. But because I was taking it easy yesterday in specific, like after, you know, filming, editing, uploading that Goodreads video, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the rest of Sunday off and chill. I was like watching YouTube videos and TikToks, and the sheer amount of shit I was like influenced to buy from that was kind of insane. Something needs to change for sure. And I need to put up some better boundaries, I think, around those things. I think that's something I need to factor into my no-buy list. I have been, again, like setting up the rules for my no-buy. I think I need to bake into that other things to replace shopping with and to replace TikTok and Instagram with. And hey, I mean, TikTok might be handled for me, but still probably worth thought exercise and writing some shit down. So my vlog just finished exporting, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload that. I think I'm gonna get cracking this Goodreads Choice Award video. And by that, I mean, I'm gonna listen to The Spell Shop is what I'm listening to right now. I don't know who it's by. Sarah Beth Durst. It is nothing like what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but it is very cozy. It's a very cozy romantasy book. I'm glad we're getting that out of the way first, because y'all know how I feel about cozy romantasy. Hello friends, it is 5:24 p.m., which means Hayden should be heading home soon, bringing me dinner. He went into the office today and I guess he had some like later meetings, so he's leaving a little bit later than usual, which is fine. It's given me more opportunity, I guess, to read this book. I'm glad I started with this one because I have a feeling this is, I want to say, going to be my least favorite. There's a lot of room and opportunity for some of these romantasy books to be my least favorites, but this one, the one that I picked up, is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I think I told you all that. And we can't mess with my camera is the problem. Yeah, he wants to really badly, but it's not to be. This book is about our main character, Keela, and she is a librarian. And I guess at the beginning of the book, the library is being ransacked and burned by some intruders, I guess. And the books that are at the library, I should say, are full of like spells, and only certain people are allowed to do spells and use magic. She ends up stealing the majority of the books and the manuscripts and the scrolls, and she ends up taking them to her homeland, country, town, I'm not really sure. She like grew up in the city and was a librarian in the city, but her family is from this like little small town, and she grew up when she was really little in this cottage, and so she's like, you know what, I'll return there, I'll bring all these stolen books with me and I'll protect them. And when she's there, she decides that she is going to share the magic with the people, I guess. I don't believe she's going to ever give them access to the books that she's stolen, but she's going to sell jam and also remedies is what she's calling them. But essentially it's like spells to help people out. And there's a lot of like magical creatures in this place. Like she has an assistant named Kaz. He is a spider plant, like a sentient plant who's a little bit grumpy. And then we've got the love interest who raises myrrh horses, whatever the hell that is. I don't know, y'all, just nothing is happening in this fucking book. I mean, I'm like describing all that has happened, but the audiobook is quite long considering the lack of plot. Like I have read a couple of reviews from people I trust who also were kind of like about this one. I don't know, I'm torn about the whole cozy fantasy trend that's happening. I'm torn with a lot of the things that I'm seeing generally in books right now. But one thing I feel like I've seen readers push back on is like third act breakups or third act conflicts in books. But books need conflict, like books need action to be exciting. And maybe every once in a while I could see wanting like a comfort book that really has no stakes or tension. But I feel like even in that case, like, okay, I'm trying to draw comparisons between like coziness and comfort. And I know that for me and for a lot of people, returning to old TV shows that you've watched before is really comforting because you know what's going to happen. Like, can we not just reread old books that we love rather than having new books that have nothing to them? Like, I don't want to say nothing to them. Like, obviously, this world is thought out. Is Binky playing with? Oh my goodness. My life just flashed before my eyes. The way that he got up here almost knocked my dang camera over. I mean, it's like pretty sturdy, but he also just like went like this to Dingo. Back to the book. I feel like well realized, I guess, and cozy. But I think more should be happening in cozy books, is all I'm saying. I don't think that cozy means plotless, and that's kind of tact that a lot of authors are taking, and I find it really unexciting. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that. I also checked the mail and that's it. I've literally just been reading. So I mean, it's good. It's like I've been doing my job. I'm happy with it, and it has been a fairly relaxing day. My cats have been really pleased too. Pepper maybe not as pleased. I think he wants to be in the bedroom, but that's too damn bad. Socialize. He's turned away from me. He's turned away from the other cats. He's a grumpy little fuck. I love him so much. If you're curious what I got in the mail, I got new hair towels, so that's fun. I don't know if you'll have seen in the background of videos, whenever I'm in my bathroom, I have a like hair towel, turban, whatever. It's gross. It's like stained from hair dye, and it's also like mildewy, and I like cannot get the mildew out. So I'm like, you know what? I think I can purchase a couple of new hair towels. So I got a couple new ones that are supposed to be resistant to that sort of thing. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I'm just excited for Hayden to get home. Maybe he can provide some entertainment. Maybe he'll want to be on camera. I don't know. He was texting me all day about his workplace. And you know what's really fun is like hearing about other people's workplace drama and like not having workplace drama of your own. The only workplace drama I've got is this one right here. This little man and the other little men around me. I'll pop back in a little bit. Hopefully I will have been fed and I will have finished this book. Hello friends. It is 8:30 p.m. I just fed the cats. Pepper is smacking away, if you can hear him in the background. I finished the spell shop. I had dinner. I'm so full and I kind of just want to go to sleep like right now. I'm not going to, but I'd like to. I'll let you briefly know my thoughts on the spell shop. I don't want to go too far in depth because I'm going to be talking about it more on my main channel for that Goodreads video, but stuff did end up happening in the book. It was just not anything I was particularly excited about. There were like a couple of, say, random plot things that came in. I don't know. It's just like, it wasn't for me. I'm not into the whole like cozy thing. And maybe that's just something I need to make peace with. I guess I mostly have. I know this about myself, you know? But I wanted to give the books that I hadn't read a try for that Goodreads video, so yeah. That thing new and exciting to tell you since we last spoke. One thing, literally just one thing. I told y'all a couple of vlogs ago that I had been thinking about doing my hair. By doing my hair, I mean go and get my hair cut. Not a ton, but just like trimmed and then some more layers, plus my natural color again. And I scheduled that for January. And then my lovely stylist had an opening for tomorrow at noon. So I'm going to get my hair done, which I'm very excited about. Part of, and I don't think I mentioned this when I talked about this last time, the reason I want to do this is for maintenance, because I know this about myself, but I thought that maybe I was changing. I'm pretty low maintenance when it comes to my hair. I am putting more work in at home to make my hair nicer, but it's not adding a lot of like time or effort to my routine. It's just using products that are better suited for my hair, maybe not like world's shittiest hairbrush to like brush through my hair, things like that, you know, not ripping out the little hair that I do have. I have a decent amount of hair. It's just, I've been having hair loss, right? So I don't want to damage it too much, but I really have loved the highlights. I think they've been fun, but I am getting a little bored of it, and frankly, I just don't love the maintenance of it. I really like a nice toned, cool toned highlight. I don't like when they get brassy, and they get brassy pretty quickly. So I'm hoping that we can like come up with something that will make my hair close to my natural color without being too dark, too one note, and too high maintenance. Like I really just want to go get it done and then be done with it, if that makes sense. I'm not someone who normally gets like my hair done. I know that might sound counterintuitive since I've been like getting highlights lately, but I normally get my hair cut and maybe colored once a year normally, but for my highlights I've gone in like 2 or 3 times. It's not a bad thing necessarily to go in, and I know blondes go in often, but having dark hair usually means that you get to maintain it less often, and I'm ready to go back to that, I guess is what I'm saying. So it'll be nice, especially when we're going into no buy low buy territory. Not having to get my hair colored all the time would be really nice, which is also part of the reason too that like I think I want a little bit off the length if I like don't get my hair done again in the new year. Like how long is it gonna get? I don't know. I'm not going for a short look. Like I like long hair on me, but feeling like my hair is just like not as voluminous as it could be if it were just a little bit shorter. Like I don't have a ton of split ends, not that it's gonna focus on that, but I think it would look better. I talk about my hair so much. It's so stupid. It's really like, it's not a big deal. Dark hair coming to you tomorrow. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. It's always fun too. I really love my stylist, and I think I might have remarked on this last time I went, but it's crazy to me that I've been going to the same person for as long as I have, since about like 2018 or 2019, and she's the best. That's awesome. I love like being able to develop that sort of relationship, and like she gets it whenever I have ideas, so I'm sure it'll go great. I'll be honest with you, I want to watch some TV. Will it work? I don't know. I have been having issues with my Hulu on my Frame TV. It's just like throwing errors at me, but I've been like desperate to watch more of Rivals. One of y'all said that you watched it, so not alone in that. I just think it's fun. I don't know. I'm looking for something to indulge in. Just don't feel like romance and books lately have been doing it for me. And it's probably because I've been reading for videos and haven't had the opportunity to like pick stuff up of my own accord. Honestly, there's just not a lot lately that I'm like desperate for. And that's not to say that there aren't any good books out there, but there's just nothing lately that's really been like screaming at me to go and get up. So I need to indulge in other ways. Maybe by watching a TV that has an age gap romance. I don't know. Report back. Let me watch an episode and I'll let you know how it goes. Hello friends. I'm actually taking you along with me for another day. I feel like yesterday just like was not complete. I feel like I didn't get to do enough fun things with you, and why not take you along with me for my hair appointment? I mean, I'm not going to be taking you like into the studio or whatever, the like salon suite, but I will show you like a before and after of my hair. I feel like I look really fancy from the like waist up. I'm wearing an athletic dress that I brought to Disney that I got from Abercrombie, and as I was like trying to figure out what to wear today, I remembered of course that I don't have jeans and I really didn't want to wear leggings because it's hot outside. And I was like, you know what, why don't I just wear this athletic dress that I bought? Like, I feel like I always forget that I have this and it's so comfy, so I just decided to put it on. It like looks a little fancy, but I have my New Balances on with some like tall socks to like, you know, dress things down a little bit, look a little less fancy. I think just like the boat neck kind of makes everything look a little bit more fancy. But I wanted to sit down with you as I do my makeup because like after this I gotta leave immediately to go get my hair done, but I wanted to show you a couple of things. One is like a new to me product and one is like something that I built myself, if that makes sense. First things first, let me tell you about the one new thing that I have recently acquired, and it is a purple blush. I have always been on the hunt for a cool toned blush for my pale skin, right? It is so hard for me to find things that don't immediately turn orange on my skin, whether that is a blush, an eyeshadow, a lipstick, basically anything. It just turns orange or has like a really peachy undertone. And I love peachy undertones, or I love peachy overtones, I would say, but I don't necessarily like when pink products look peach. I'd rather the product just actually be peach. I just think it looks better. I think like pure color looks better on my skin than colors turning a different color. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but if you're pale, I think you can relate. Everything kind of turns warm and orange on us. Like even the coolest toned blush turns a little bit orange on my skin. I was experimenting with the different blushes that I have because I was like, surely amongst the like, you know, 3 or 4 powder blushes I have, like I can find the perfect pink, right? Like, you know, I purchased these in the past, I've liked them in the past. There's like none of them are pink enough. So I came across this idea of using purple blush as a pale person because they tend to show up pink on us, right? Because they're so cool. So I'm gonna try this today and see how it goes. I'm like actually very hyped for this, and I think this might be like the solution to everything. Maybe. Let me go grab a fresh blush brush. I think I told y'all this in my like makeup tutorial, but I have 2 of the same Rephr blush brushes. One for like peachier shades and one for pinkier shades. This one actually still has some like pink on it, but it's like a darker pink. So I have a clean one to use. It's the Rephr 05. I freaking love these brushes. Okay, let us go in with this purple blush. I'm excited to see what this looks like. Okay, I feel like we need to build it up a little bit more on the brush. Listen, it's pink. There's like not a hint. There's not a hint of orange. This is just a pink blush. Okay, I'm loving it. I actually think it's like nice that it's subtle because I feel like if it were way too pigmented, it would look a little crazy. Like I don't want it to like show up purple. Okay, this is the solution. Wondering if I would like regret this purchase or if I'd be like, I need to return this, but no, this is like exactly what I was looking for. Just like a really cool toned pink blush. I do have some cool toned like pinky lip products. I finally found some that like go cool toned, but they never look good with the blushes because the blushes always go orange. Hallelujah, we found something great. The other thing I wanted to show you, and after that I'm actually gonna go because I'm running a little bit late, little bit behind. Made a discovery, and it's really not that big of a discovery, but I have a couple of these Natasha Denona palettes. They're very expensive, and I wish that this one had been the first one I had ever heard about because this is my perfect palette for the most part. Like no palette's truly perfect for anybody, but this is exactly what I want from a palette, right? Like there's pinky tones and there's brown tones. I have the Glam palette and the Retro palette as well, which are like cool toned browns and then pinks. This is like a better combination of both of those things, but didn't really know what to do with those palettes, right? Because I have them, I own them, I don't want to get rid of them. There are still some shades in those palettes that I gravitate towards. Shades pop out from this palette. So what I did was combine some of my favorite shades from those palettes and put them into this I Need a Nude palette. The I Need a Nude is pretty perfect as it is, but there were a couple of like darker shimmery shadows that I just don't reach for. I like a pale shimmery shadow like this, or I mean that was actually not looking that pale I feel like on camera, but like this, like just really nice pale shades. It's not gonna focus, but I popped out some of those darker shades and put in my favorite pinks from the retro palette, like this one up here, this one down here, this one over here, this like really pale color. And then I took some of the matte browns from the Glam palette and put them in here. And what a perfect solution. Like, I am loving using this every single day. Almost every single shade in here is perfect. There is actually one more that I want to pop out and switch out with one from the Glam palette, but like, what a great solution. A fun way to like use your makeup in a different way. I don't have to have 3 different eyeshadow palettes in my makeup bag at any given time. I love that. I would have preferred to only have one palette, but like now that I have those other ones, like I need to find something to do with them. So combining them here has been amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll be back with different hair. Let's do one final look at this hair. I feel like it's looking darker on camera than it normally does, but the bottom half of my hair is very yellowy, very buttery, and I want to go back to my natural. So I don't know how we're going to achieve that, if it's going to be a toner or if it's going to be dye. I'll let you know on the flip. Yeah, we're so back. We're so back. I feel like it's looking so dark on camera, like almost black. It's not. It's like a really dark brown. And actually the highlights, you can't really tell again in this lighting, are still there. Like there's definitely still dimension, even though we did end up demi-permanently dyeing it. We didn't tone it. We did demi-permanent dye, not permanent dye. And I think as time goes on, as I wash the hair, it's going to fade even more, but I'm just very pleased. I'm very pleased. I'm looking so pale and my hair looks so dark in this. I'll insert a picture. This is like a better representation of what it actually looks like. I just think it like suits me better, honestly, than highlights. Like I love highlights. I think they're so fun, but if we're getting all scientific about it, it's actually pseudoscience bullshit. I'm a winter, right? And I have pale, semi-pink toned skin, and I think the dark hair is probably better. Dark, cool toned hair is what we went for. I'm happy with it. And this blush, I just feel like it's all kind of working together. I'm feeling good. What I'm not feeling good about is these freaking nails. I think after dinner, I'm going to redo these. This always happens. This is always the impetus for me doing my nails. I will like break one and I'll have like a jagged edge, and I could go upstairs and file it. I could, but instead, I'm not doing that. Or I could just completely redo my nails, which I need to do. It's been like 2 weeks, I think, since I did this brown color. This is Coffee Bean from D&D DC gel. I keep getting y'all asking me questions about what gel I use and like the process. Maybe I'll do like a brief time lapse. I just don't think it's like that interesting, and I feel like I'll get dust on my camera lens, but I literally just use the products that D&D sells. Like I use their lamp, I use their gels. Compared to other ways of doing your nails, I personally believe that you should stick with like one system if you're going to do gels. You don't want to get into a situation where you buy a lamp that is not strong enough to cure the gel polish you're using and then develop like an allergy. That's just like not what you want to do, which is why I don't talk a ton about doing my own gel polish. Like I'm confident in doing it myself, but I don't want to encourage you to do it and then you develop an allergy. I did teach myself how to do it based on some like online tutorials, and there are really good like resources out there, but I use D&D. I've also tried OPI's gel, and I'm actually not a big fan of their line, even though I like OPI when I go in salons and get like dip done. I don't really like their gel, so DC gel from D&D. Very nice. I'm really yapping about nothing today. I really need to start a new book because I did end up finishing The Spell Shop yesterday, which I think I told y'all. But I need to pick something else up, and I don't know what is striking my fancy, but I'd like to finish something today. So I want to do something maybe not too terribly long. How about The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen? Let's do that. Let's start that one. I'll tell y'all a little bit about it, though again, I'm saving like the majority of it for the Goodreads video. I will pop back in to tell you about that book and also take you to dinner with Hayden and I. We're gonna go grab food because I'm very hungry. I forgot to eat lunch. Kind of stupid of me, but I scheduled my appointment for noon and now it's too late to eat lunch, and anyway, I want a nice big dinner. It's been a long day. Hayden and I were able to get dinner, but I didn't realize when we left that he had work to do after dinner. I guess he's like working on a project for work right now that is like stressful, and he just wanted to get some stuff done when he got home. So we weren't able to film in the car, which I hope you're not too upset about. I am 50% into Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I thought I could tell you about that and then also show you my nails. I ended up doing dip this time instead of gel. I wanted something a little bit more durable because I really don't want to have to do my nails again before Christmas. And like, honestly, the gel probably would have held up before Christmas as well, but I just didn't really want to deal with like potential of chipping or anything like that. And I feel like my nails right now are kind of weak, so I wanted to, you know, make everything, and they definitely are, which is nice. I used the shade Put It in Neutral. Wait, no. Lisbon Wants More from OPI. I think I was telling y'all I don't like OPI's gels, which is true, but I do like OPI's dip. I think their dip powders are really nice, and they have really good shades. I will say that's one thing I really love about OPI, because I feel like in every like shade category they have a ton of like beautiful colors, which is not always the case. I don't know. I feel like with D&D, especially on their website, it can be kind of hard to find the color that you're looking for. You think you're finding the right color, and you click on it and look at the swatches, and it doesn't look like a little like dot that you click on for color. And even then, when you get it, you don't know if it's gonna be what you want. It's like fucking me up how dark my hair is looking. It's really not this dark, I promise you. It's like, it's truly brown, like a dark brown for sure, but not like a blending in with my black dress kind of dark. Let's talk about the game's God's Play by Abigail Owen. I think because I have been like just only listening to this and doing my nails at the same time, I have been very tuned into it. So I think I'm enjoying it more than I would otherwise, because it's really like very mid. I did cheat, I guess, not even cheat, like my goals for my Goodreads video for the main channel, the Romantasy category, it's not like predictive, like I don't care what the predictions are there because I know nothing about Romantasy, but I want to let y'all know like what series or what books I think are worth your time, like what I personally enjoyed, and this one had like one of the lowest voting rates, so I don't know if people just like haven't picked this one up or if it's just like universally disliked, but I decided I was gonna read it, obviously, for the video, and it's about our main character Lyra, I think. She gets selected by Hades to be his champion for this like competition that happens. They're tributes almost, like they don't really get anything super great out of like participating. It's not like a fight to the death Hunger Games kind of situation. Each god like selects a mortal to, you know, participate in this competition, and whoever wins, I guess whoever wins the competition does get like special treatment or immortality or something like that, but everybody else, actually I can put my rings on while I talk to you. They were over here. Everybody else who like loses, they don't necessarily die or get punished, but they don't really get anything for getting into these life or death situations. It's like you're not supposed to kill the people around you. No one gets really mad, I guess, if you do. I don't think that's really happened yet. Like there haven't been very many people dying. Anyway, Lyra is Hades' champion, and I guess this is like the first time he has ever entered anybody into this competition. Oh, and the gods who end up, you know, putting people forth can become like the main god or whatever, god of everything, kind of like Zeus. Like they could take Zeus's place, I guess, if their champion wins. Yeah, Hades decided to put someone forth. Lyra's an unlikely option. She was a thief, and she's been cursed by Zeus to never find love or never have anyone love her. So she's had like a really rough life because like no one cares about her, and Hades is showing attention to her beyond just like entering her into this competition. So it's definitely a book that I'm reading. It's like fine. I don't think it's bad. Also, I'm just not like wowed by it, and I think the Goodreads review that I read for this like really summed it up very nicely. They said this is very much a Your Name like self-insert fanfic feel, because Lyra does not have much of a personality. She doesn't really have many goals. Like she is put in this situation and that's it. Like I'm trying to think of any other competition. There are like stakes involved, right? Like Selena entering into that competition, or bitch in the Hunger Games, like there are stakes involved. Like she has her own motivations and like her own whatever. Lyra doesn't really have that going on. I say that, okay, wait, the one thing she wants is to like not have her curse anymore, which like fair enough, but you know, it's like The disappointing thing is that I have been listening to this for what feels like forever, but I am not done, and I still have 3 hours left of this audiobook. Like, I underestimate how long Romantasy books are and how long they take to get through, and I'm trying to decide if I want to keep reading this tonight or if I want to give myself a little break, because little breaks are good for us. Mentally, physically, let's see. Okay. One thing I did determine though is that I don't think that it's going to go live on Sunday, which is a little disappointing. I was so excited to get this video live on Sunday, but to do that, I would need to do the sit down portion on Saturday. And Saturday, I forgot that Hayden and I want to go to Fredericksburg for like our little Christmassy like day out. Go look at Christmas lights. Like, I don't want to give that up. So I think I'm going to move the Goodreads Romantasy video. What day? I don't know. Monday or next Thursday. I need to figure that shit out. I feel like the walls are closing in on me a little bit with my Goodreads and my end of the year videos in general. I have 4 videos left, if anyone's curious and isn't on my Patreon. Worst books and best books videos, my time 50 best video, which I'm so excited to film, and then the Romantasy Goodreads video. And I want to give a proper amount of time for both of those like long list videos. And best and worst books, historically, I will like sit down and film at the same time, like pretty quickly. I do script them, but like it doesn't take me very long to film them. So like maybe I do those back to back and then do Romantasy on Thursday. I don't know, but like back to back list videos feels like a lot. I'm gonna figure it out. I guess.